Alright, after farming the new rifts and events in Inner Nayos, as well as a few convergences, it's time to make a tally and see how much gold we can make playing this new content. There is a lot to unpack, so let's go over each element bit by bit. You'll need to do events in the new map to trigger the meta, which requires you to do another event chain before culminating in a boss fight. Throughout all of this, you'll be earning calcified gasps or clots of congealed screams when you're opening the Hero's Choice chest. There's a few ways to turn this into a decent profit, but my guess is that not all of them will last. When opening Nayos hordes, which come from repeatable achievements, you have a rare chance at an abomination weapon. These sell for 1 to 1.5 gold each on a trading post, but the price has been declining rather quickly. The second are the much more common Sarix weapons. These were selling for over a gold as well, but the buy price listings have seen a significant drop off already. Just like the Storm's Eye and Stormforged weapons I mentioned about a month ago, you can unlock the skins for yourself and buy a recipe to craft an exotic version instead. All of these can be crafted for 3 to 5 gold and will sell for 20 to 25 gold on the trading post. But that's the sell listing, and personally I'm not counting on any sell listings filling without being massively undercut. So I'm okay with instant selling and taking the 10 to 15 gold from the buy listings instead, which is still about 2 to 300% profit and is a nice increase to the overall gold per hour. Crafting these consecrated weapons will of course require a couple of things. You'll need a clot of congealed screams, 60 research notes, for which I've already made a guide on how to acquire them as efficiently as possible, and 2 oiled components. Some of these will be cheaper to craft, while others will be cheaper to buy from the trading post directly. I made a crafting calculator list in GW2 efficiency, which I'll link in the pinned comment. Simply click the plus button on the left of the weapon you want to craft and the calculator will work out for you whether you should buy or craft these components. Farming tier 2 and to a lesser extent tier 3 rifts has become much more interesting as well. Both of those can now drop Unstable Kryptis Motivations, which have 2 uses. You can use them to either open exposed stabilized Kryptis essence coffers, which will reward you with some essences and some valuable materials, as well as a rare chance at another Unstable Motivation, or you can use them in the Wizard's Tower to open a private instance of a Convergence. I've completed a few private convergences as well as a public one yesterday, and I gotta tell you, they're worth it for the gameplay experience alone. On the gold making side, there are a few things to be excited about as well. Throughout the convergence, you'll be fighting hordes of mobs which all reward experience. So if you bought the Candy Corn Gobbler after being sick of hearing me talk about it for about a month straight, it's time to start stacking those buffs. Eventually, you'll be facing off against a few champion Kryptis lieutenants, which will lead to a boss fight. The second convergence I participated in had another boss fight than the first. To me, that's pretty exciting, as it should keep things fresh if you're doing multiple of them per day. Once per day, you will get rewarded with a bonus chest for completing a convergence, which contains the usual spirit shard and experience, 2 gold, some gear, and a Hero's Choice chest, which will let you choose between essences and a few other rewards. The subsequent bonus chests will reward you with a concealed Unstable Kryptis Essence coffer, which as I already mentioned requires an Unstable Motivation to open, as well as some rare gear, gold and experience. As with any other meta event, you also get participation rewards, which will come in the form of deluxe gear boxes and different tiers of essences. And you have a very rare chance at a Rune of Supreme Holding. These currently sell for 16 to 18 gold on the trading post and are required to craft 24 slot bags and above. Previously, these were only obtainable through ecto gambling, and have shot up in price since ANET nerfed ecto gambling to 20 hands per day. You shouldn't count on getting these, but it's a nice bonus if you do. Before ending the video, I want to talk about the impact of convergences on the overall economy, because I feel like these will play a significant role in maintaining the prices of a few specific materials. Apart from a repeatable achievement, the only way to obtain an unstable motivation is from tier 2 and 3 rifts. To me right now, tier 2 rifts and thus uncommon motivations seem to be a great value, as you can not only gain an unstable motivation, but also use the essences to craft rare motivations and sell those on the trading post. Tier 3 Rifts essences can currently only be used for account bound stuff, so I'm not too sure how stable the price of the rare motivations will be though, but it's worth keeping track of their prices in the near term. If you remember the recipe sheets for any of the motivations, you'll know that you'll need a common motivation to craft an uncommon one and an uncommon one to craft a rare motivation. The common motivations require 5 globs of ectoplasm to craft, and if you check the price history, you'll notice they went up from 15 to 25 silver since the launch of the new expansion. This is actually great news if you like doing meta events or anything that will reward you with unidentified gear. because salvaging those with the appropriate kits should net you a steady flow of ectos, which you can then either sell on the trading post or use them yourself for crafting. If you're not sure which kit to use, check out my video in the pinned comment, where I go over each salvage-o-matic as well as the non-gem store equivalents. I'll probably make another update video on Rifts and Convergences whenever the prices inevitably change. We're still in the early days of the new patch, so things might change, and there's another patch planned for February, which might shake things up once more. If you have any other comments or questions, leave them down below, or better, join my Discord.